What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games, coming at you with another cool live stream / video. And today we are back in Planet Coaster. So this is going to be another episode of Planet Coaster, the park that I have started building just yesterday, and we're gonna get a lot done today. That's my goal, and one of the things I kind of want to get around to doing right here is I'm gonna be building another hotel that goes around right here. It's gonna be probably not tall, but more like take up more space, and that's gonna be the idea with this. Maybe some more parking lots gonna be placed in there, and then I want to work a little bit on the road over here, and then if we have time, we'll get started on the inside of the park. So I got a couple of hours. Hopefully we'll spend quite a few hours being able to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and take some let's see. I'm going to get some inspiration on reference photos here on making a really nice hotel kind of building sort of thing. So that's going to be my let's see what we can find here. I want to find something that's just going to give me a nice inspiration and shaping. That way we can have multiple hotels available. That way there's like a more expensive hotel and then like maybe a cheaper hotel. Okay. Alright, here we go. So we're going to go ahead and go into this with hopefully some really good stuff. So I'm going to start off, before we get to the hotel, I'm going to start off with like this tree line off the side of the road. Just going to add some trees on the side of the road just to add a little bit more scenery around to make everything just look a little bit more pretty and nice while you're driving. So that's going to go there. I still need to figure out a little bit on how all this is going to work, but we will figure it out one way or the other. Alright, so these trees are a little bit inconsistent. We want to stay consistent. That way we are consistent, if that makes sense. Got the swerving road around here, and that's just to get us a little bit started on a little bit of scenery on the road, just to get it going a little bit. Alright. Now let's go ahead and get started on this. I just wanted to do something there. Okay, so now buildings. We're going to start off the buildings. So you missed yesterday. What is this all about? This is just a fun new park that I'm going to be doing that is going to be heavily based a lot, and I mean a lot, on detailing, and hopefully that this is going to turn out the way I hope. So this is going to be, I'm really gonna push my building skills to the test. That's gonna be the idea behind this. All right, I'm gonna give this just a little bit of a slant. So right now I'm gonna build the shape of the hotel building. That's what we're gonna do. So the idea, this is the entrance of the hotel, is gonna be where I'm building right now. That's gonna be the entrance of this building. And then most of it's going to be off to the left-hand side. So you're going to have like the lobby and etc. over here. And this is going to be taking up more, building that's going to be taking up a little bit more space than, you know, like this hotel. This hotel is meant to be higher up, and this one's going to be meant to be taking up a little more space and not as super tall. So we're going to just build this around like so. And we're going to build this out a little bit. Probably about right there. And this is kind of the shape that this hotel building is going to kind of take. So we'll build this over here. But everyone seemed to like this park so far quite a bit, this series, or this, I don't know if I'd really call it a series. It might be a kind of a series, but I'm hoping that this won't actually take too many episodes. So I'm hoping that it only takes about no more than 20 episodes, if that. Even 20 is kind of high for what I was going for. So because they're going to be pretty long episodes each stream, I'm only going to stream this if I have the time to stream it. So you're going to be seeing long streams out of this, more like at least 3-hour streams for this park. So it's going to minimize itself on episodes, and I get more done throughout time. So we're just going to create or build this up a little bit. So I'm going to build all the walls around here, and then we're going to build it upwards just a little bit, and then we'll get around to the details of the building. Hotels usually probably aren't very hard to build because all they have are a lot of windows, and you know, they have some details in there, but you don't have to. You know, you don't have to have a huge amount of details on hotel buildings, because they're mostly just those windows. You know, you add the details around them, and then you can just repeat the entire thing around pretty much the entire, pretty much use everything. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna see what this looks like. I'm gonna copy this and just build this up and see what it looks like with the foundation piece as well. I think I'm going to keep that foundation piece in between each floor. And we're just going to build this up a little bit. You know what? Maybe I should have added the windows first, but that's okay. Alright, I don't want to make this too tall. We're going to have it about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 floors. Let's make it 7 floors. So this hotel is going to have 7 floors. And as you can see, it's pretty massive, and it's got a good shape to it. I like the shape of it, because this is going to be the entrance spot right here, and this is going to be the rest of it right now. As of right now, so there's going to be a lot of... let's go ahead and just get this started. I'm going to go ahead and find a good window to place on here. I think we have position snap already on, which is great and all, but I kind of want some larger windows. I want to make these, let's make these, what color should I make these? Let's make that yellow. I'm going to actually turn the position snap off, because I'm going to make double windows on here, like so. And I want these to be centered pretty much. Alright, so let me put into surface. We're gonna have this little balcony piece right here for the windows, kind of, and that will give a really neat look, hopefully. And I'm just going to place these across here. Kind of even them out in between. Just going to eyeball it for right at the moment. And then we're just going to copy and paste. And I'm probably going to add some more details to the building, because I'm not sure if I think it needs a little bit more than what I have placed so far. But I'm hoping this hotel building shouldn't take up too much time. I don't know, maybe we need to put some more in between here. Let's kind of what I'm thinking. That way it looks like there's some more rooms in between here. I hope these look pretty centered. In front of distance, looks pretty decent. Alright, so now what I'm going to add is another detail that hopefully will look okay. I want to build something out just a little bit. Let's see what we can find here. I want to. There's so many like gnats in my room. It's starting to get on my nerves. Get out of here. Alright, roof trim. Was it under? No. We want something along the lines of... I want something kind of like this. I don't know if I want to use this, but... doesn't look bad. But this is just, again, is just going to be a simple hotel building. I think those actually look good. I wanted to build something that comes out just a little bit. And give the building, to say, a little bit more depth. Kind of, if that's kind of the word I'm looking for. So something that just kind of comes out a little bit. And this does the trick pretty well, because it comes out quite a bit. And it looks pretty decent. But this is going to be kind of the cheaper hotel. Less modern looking. And you got the tall, you know, larger hotel over here, which is pretty neat. And it's a little bit taller. But this one's going to be pretty big because it's going to be in more people's budgets for when they're staying at the resort, at the on the park. So again, you know, I do have some blueprints, but at the same time I want to make a lot of my buildings myself. So one thing I wanted to do was kind of build my own hotel. So we'll see how it turns out, but so far I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's starting to look, it looks pretty decent. All right, let's get some corner pieces on this sucker here. There we go. And you know, it's just little tiny details. It's gonna make this look a little bit better. So let's get all of those. And we're going to place these on the corners of the buildings. Of the building itself. Of the structure. And my live stream, watching it anyways, just crashed. So that's interesting. See if I can get that back going to make sure it's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Just making sure. And there we go. You haven't built a roller coaster in like 5 live streams. Okay. But my point is not to build roller coasters right now. I'm not building roller coasters right now. I am building things like this. I'm building a park. A roller coaster park, yes. But I am still building a park that's going to have stuff besides roller coasters. Don't make me go into the speech about how the game's not all about roller coasters. Yes, it's in the name. I get that. But I'm talking about the speech where you can have as many roller coasters you want. You can build the crappiest roller coaster. You can build whatever roller coaster. But if you know, have really beautiful things around them and stuff to make it look good, you know, it will make it that much better. I need to heighten these up a little bit. Because Planet Coaster is not just about roller coasters, it's about the scenery and the buildings that you build as well. And the roller coasters will come. They will. Do I hope to get into them this episode? Kind of. I kind of do want to get into this episode with some roller coasters. I would love to. I definitely want to. But like again, you could build the crappiest roller coasters. Dumb looking, stupid abomination. You could build like the worst ride in the world. But if you place some really good scenery around it and some awesome scenery around it and build some really cool stuff around it, it will actually make it look good. It's really good to have your roller coasters looking good. Just trust me on that. And this park is meant to look great. That's the point of this park. Is that I'm really trying to test my building skills and building stuff, kind of stepping out of my comfort zone and building stuff I've never built before. That's kind of the idea, so I can become a better theme park builder than I ever have before. Oh gosh, no, don't do that. Gosh dang, why are you doing that? Alright, should I put some on the sides here? I don't know. But it does need some more details. In fact, I probably need to put another window in between these windows. I thought I had enough, but I guess I didn't. These are going to be smaller. That's okay, I guess. Nah, we'll leave it like that. These are going to be kind of like the larger rooms, so they're a little bit more spaced. I guess we'll go with that. Okay, so I need to rotate you. See, I don't know why it does that. So I gotta kind of place it in myself. And we'll place these a little bit down the line here. And there. Okay, so this, I'm gonna raise these just a pinch because they're not even with it. No! I didn't push a button. It says I pushed a button, but I didn't push a button. I pushed no such button. See, I probably should have made the windows first, and then I could have just copied it, or make one layer and then just copy it around. That's probably what I should have done. See, I learned these things afterwards. But that's okay. And that's how you learn. You gotta learn these things when you build. We just got a lot of windows and a lot of rooms to place. Because there's gonna be lots of people visiting, and they're gonna need all these rooms. Alright, let's turn the corner here. These look so good on this. I think I'm actually pretty satisfied of how that looks. And yes, we'll probably add some more details to make it look a little bit better. Because it does still kind of have a boring aesthetic to it. And I want my, you want your hotels to pop out and say, whoa, I want to stay there. That looks awesome. Just joined. How long you been streaming? About 21 minutes. 21 minutes. We got Planet Resort over here. And this is going to probably be like, I don't know, the Planet Hotel or the something of none other of other stuff. Exactly. Okay, so this side, we're not going to do the first floor because the first floor is actually, you know, like the lobby and stuff. So we're going to leave that one kind of different. It's going to be a little bit different. Should have started from the end, but that's okay. I fit one more now. How many did I have across here? Oh wait, that one's different, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so I need to center these over here. I could probably spread them out just a little bit too. I think I messed that up. There we go. And there. Love your live streams, bro. Thank you. And I'm glad you can be here to enjoy them. Alright, let's see if we can build these all the way around. We still got a little bit to go. You know, with hotels, you know, it's very repetitive. You know, everything looks pretty much the same, but it looks good. So, stuff does look repetitive, and that's how it's supposed to look. Because it is essentially a hotel. And again, this is going to be kind of the cheaper hotel, so it's not going to be as awesome, you know, and beautiful looking as this one over here, which looks fantastic. I wish I could build. They did such a good job on that. Whoever built this, fantastic job. And then, I don't know if I'll put a pool in this one or not. Probably not. But at least you'll be driving by and saying, oh, that's a cool looking hotel. We gotta detail it more too. I feel like it just needs a little bit more to it. I don't know. Like, it just needs more to it. It needs more. But I don't know how. I don't know what. We'll figure it out, though. We will figure it out. Okay, so I really should have just done the one row around and then just build it all the way up. So we're going, yeah, we're definitely going to be adding some lights on the building, but that's going to come a little bit later. First off, we're going to get all these fun stuff called windows, so people can look out and take a look at all the beautiful stuff. Now these rooms are going to be great because you're going to be able to see the park from there. And that's kind of like the rooms that I'm going to want, so I can get some really cool views of the park. Alright, we're not going to do the bottom floor because that is the lobby. But man, there's a lot of rooms in this. There is quite a few rooms. And this is my first stab at actually building a hotel building, so when do I think we'll get a weather update? I don't know, man. What would you rather see more, weather or water parks or something else? I don't know. Because a lot of people want water slides and water parks. Me, I'm not as huge on water parks as a lot of people. Would I think it'd be a cool thing to have? Yeah. I think it'd be a good thing to have. Would I create my own water parks? Probably. No, I know a lot of parks do have the water parks connected to them, but if they do that, they need to make the worlds bigger. That's the thing I want the most. Larger worlds. Because right now, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 beats them in that, because if you go in the scenario editor of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, you can make the worlds pretty much as big as you want. I mean, those worlds can be huge. A lot of people didn't know you could actually change it, and they kept asking, like, we need bigger worlds, and it's like, you've already got them. If you go in the custom scenario, you can actually go and choose, you can actually choose how large your world is. And some people didn't realize that, so they never did it. But it was, the option was there. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get this one done. Probably fit one, maybe two windows in here on this side. But it's hard to do some recreations, if we're doing recreations of parks, if we don't have larger worlds. Like, for instance, my Silver Dollar City recreation, it's hard to do that, and I'm barely trying to fit that in the world that we have, but I don't think I have enough room. Recreating parks is always hard, and then, like, if you want to recreate Cedar Point, you're going to be doing that at least in, like, 3 different worlds, maybe even 4, depending how you lay it out. And, you know, I would love to see it all in one world, you know, that just makes things a little bit more fun. To be in one big world, and, you know, when you have it in parts, it's not as good. It really isn't. Okay, so we got pretty much the front of the building done. Now we get to do everything else here. We still have a lot. See, again, I did this very poorly. I could have just done one layer around the entire thing and then just copy the walls up. That's how I should have done it. In fact, what am I doing? I can just do that now for the rest of the building. Well, kind of. But I'm going to do it because it'll make things just a little easier. I'll do the second level just in case. Alright, that's a height that we want it at. Essentially just put them at the ends and then go in between each one. That way they're all evenly spaced. See, these are the good rooms right here where you get to see the park. So I'm going to make sure there's a lot of windows for this one. See, they're not all centered. From far away, you're not going to notice, but well, I thought I was going to do that, but it's actually going to be kind of tricky to do it that way, now that I think about it. I should have done it at the beginning. If you don't do it at the beginning, there's no point in doing it. Alright, I kind of use the other sides as a guide of how tall I need it. I'll make sure the floors are all the same. Probably made this just a little tall, but that's okay. You can never have too many rooms, especially if your park grows quite large. Alright, this next part's going to be a doozy because we got the large backside. There we go. Alright, I guess I can go ahead and put these on the first floor too. There we go. Oh gosh, I don't have a guide on this one. Oh no. Good enough. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do we're just gonna copy these. Speed up the process a little bit. Hopefully. Whoops. Meant to just select you. Alright, I'm going to select everyone now. And we'll shift it over so it's centered. And then we'll just copy it. So this is the longest part here. And then we just have one side to do left, I believe. This is the big side, so this is going to be the fun part. And this is the one that gets the great view of the parking lot. That's what this side's going to be. They're going to be the cheap rooms for the parking lot. Parking lot views. Alright, now we can just go ahead and copy these for each floor. So a lot of people are going to be able to stay here with these two resorts here. These two hotels. So we got Planet Resort across the street. But the great thing about these is you walk out the front door and you're at the entrance of the park. So there's a lot of convenience when staying in this kind of hotel. Wonder if I can just copy these. I don't know if this will work. If I did that, nope. It always, I don't know what the glitchy rotation thing is there, but it does that for some reason. It's okay. These are easy to place. You just bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, we're almost done with the long, boring part of me placing windows and slight details. Now, I think I changed my mind. I'm going to change a different kind of window. I wanted a different window for this, so too bad. We're going to start over. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But I feel like it still could use a little bit more depth. Now, each window doesn't necessarily mean it's one room. You know, there could be 2 windows for one room and stuff like that, so because those would be very narrow rooms if each window represented one room. So just keep that in mind if you're going like each window. Those are way too narrow, man. It's okay. And now we're back to the comments. What happened to this series? What happened to this series? And my answer is always going to be nothing. That is my answer every time. So before anyone asks, what happened to this series? What happened to this series? Nothing happened to it. It's still present. Just hasn't been up in a while. Oh gosh. I didn't push that. Control D. I didn't push Control D. You crazy? Alright, we're at the bottom level. One more. Thank goodness. Oh, this is the long part that's no fun to build, because you're just doing to... What happened to Westwood? It got completed a while back. In fact, I just showed off some footage of Westwood too lately. Interestingly enough. So that's fun. Alright, we're on our last side, so bear with me here. Alright, that's going to be well spaced there. Okay, now we're getting to some of the ridiculous ones. What happened to Shadows of Kritha? People actually paid attention to that? Even though that is a good question. Since the release date for that was supposed to be, I think, last year? Or the year before? I don't even remember what year. What? I didn't even put Control D. What the poop? I gotta start all over. Or I can, let's see if this will work. I'll just do this and deselect the blocks here. Will this actually work? Did I get all of them? Well, we're about to find out. But now it's not clicking on these for some reason. And I didn't get that one piece. I think I got them all. Okay. Poopy, poopy, poopy. Do you like spending most of your day recording videos and editing them? Yeah, I enjoy it quite a bit. Sometimes it can be boring, sometimes it can be actually pretty fun. I don't really record and edit too much because I do a lot more live streaming than videos. More than anything, because it's more like live editing. And I really like live streaming because I get to see you guys, or I get to talk to you guys kind of live. And it's nice because I get, you know, instant feedback almost. Prediction for Westwood is a B&M Gen 2 invert. We'll see what Westwood has up their sleeve. I probably won't make an announcement until like September or something for Westwood's new ride or attraction. I will say it is going to be a new ride / attraction. Since that's already been revealed, obviously. Gosh darn, people getting stuff out of me. Okay, so once I get this done, I'll probably work on getting the roof together. And then we might even look at some adding some lighting elements to this hotel building. Yeah, I feel like I need to add just a little bit more to this. It doesn't look too bad. I'm pretty satisfied of how it's turning out. You know, for a hotel. And it's not a fancy hotel. It's just kind of a basic hotel that's going to be a little bit more affordable for people that want to stay inside the park. And if you want to stay at a fancier hotel, just go right across the street to that little more modern structure over there. There we go. Okay, so we got pretty much the unfun stuff done, and now let's move on to a little bit of the roof here. So we'll just use the smooth concrete flat roof. Keep it simple. Alright, so we're just going to copy this and speed this process up a little bit. By building these by large sections. Like so. Alright, we're almost done with at least the top of the roof. We're gonna add some more around to this, so it looks a little bit more realistic and good. Gosh darn it. There we go. Alright, now we got at least a roof on the top. So So now we got a nice little cheaper resort kind of building going on over here. I almost want to build kind of... Now the way this is gonna work, the people staying in the resorts, I think I'm gonna build kind of like a extra parking lot back here or something possibly, but we'll see of how all that's gonna work just right now. Or I can just say that they stay in the regular parking lot as well. I don't know just yet, but it's gonna be something like that along those lines. So alright, let's go ahead and get into this little spot right here. I'm gonna fill this in with some pretty bushes and stuff like that. While you're walking up to the Planet Coaster Park. Now, my goal for roller coaster wise, I don't know how many coasters I'm going to be able to fit into this. But it's going to be roller coaster heavy. Because it is, you know, with the name Planet Coaster, you're going to need to have those, you know, you got to live up to its name. Will it be the roller coaster capital of the world? Probably not. Probably not going to have like 19, 20 coasters. Probably not. I don't see myself fitting that many coasters into this park. But I'm going to try and fit as many as I can in here. So a lot of people are saying you need to build a darned roller coaster. Trust me, they're coming. Not to sound like, you know, mean streak teaser, but they're coming. Alright, let's add some bushes. Like my bushes here. Excuse me. And a couple of trees. I love the trees. Alright, and a couple of flowery bushes as well. Just randomly placed in different spots. Alright, let's change this one. I like this one as a yellow kind of things there. And then we can place a couple of these in some spots. And then that way there's at least something there while you're going up to the Planet Coaster sign, which will be a really good picturesque moment. Will I build a coaster for the stream? I'm not sure. We'll see if we can get around to that. My goal is to try and get inside the park. So what we're going to do is actually try and get inside the park here, but we're going to have to work a little bit on the entrance. I had some issues with the entrance, not being able to actually center up my entrance gates, because it's not centered, as you can see here, which is a little bit of an issue. But I figured an idea to get around this is I can take these and maybe possibly split them from the building. And if I do that, park entrance, I was already editing the building. Okay, I guess it deselects it, but that's okay. So I'm going to split these from the building, which I should have just placed them outside the building anyways. But, yeah, we're going to split these from the building. And I'm just going to select these. I'm going to use the multi-selection and move them over to the center. Like so. And I guess I'll just have to connect the paths myself since I decided not to do it. There we go. Well, we can just have 3 entry gates right there. That's fine. And we will build some pathways coming out of here. Using this app, let's select the grid. I'm going to try and keep the pathways very round. Okay, so now we're inside the park for the first time. Again, we're going to have a really nice roller coaster going over the top of this, giving it a very good picturesque moment. Very awesome photo opportunities that you're not going to want to miss when you're in the park. So you're going to be like, we have to get pictures of this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this. Place that down. And I'm going to split this from the building. And then I'm going to place it into the ground. And just pretty much just cover up all of the grass here. So we're going to go across here. And I'm going to center this all up. So we're going to move it over to where it's centered, kind of like that. And I'm covering up those, and now you just get the gates themselves, which is pretty cool. And we're going to add some nice video projection screens. Hopefully is kind of what I want to do. You know, because a lot of parks at the beginning, when you first go in, they have some of the modern day ones have, you know, projection screens, you know, at the top here. And they're lit, so kind of like so. They're going to be placed across. That's kind of what I wanted to do here. The only thing is it's most likely going to be like, let's see, let's just do Chief B for right now. And we're just going to have a couple of advertisements. Missy Good, wide. Well, I guess we'll just do Chief B for all of them. I don't really care. It works for me. And then maybe I'll do something in editing and make something really cool or something, possibly. But the only issue we're going to have here is that there is one cut off. So I have noticed there's one within another here, which kind of is a little bit of an issue. Because it is cut off over into here. But we're going to go Chief Beef wide. But let's go ahead and delete this one. And we're going to, let's go ahead and select all these here. And let's just center this for right now. That looks good. And I want to replace this with like a really cool video. I would love to somehow figure out, you know, make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different videos, but have them all connect together. That way it looks like one big screen. That is something I would love to kind of do. It would be kind of neat, I think, you know, to have it as one big wide screen. I don't know if that's possible, if I could do that. You know, I'm sure if I did some calculating and stuff like that, I could actually make that possible. Now, again, I do need to detail this park entrance a little bit, but for right now, that's going to be where it's at. So, being Planet Coaster, a park called Planet Coaster, there's going to be lots of roller coasters in this park. So, one thing I think would be kind of cool, you know, we're going to have the roller coaster going over the front entrance or over the front gate, you know, similar to Gatekeeper, but we're going to make it a little unique. But I also want to put, you know, something iconic at the front of the entrance, you know, right at the front, you know, maybe possibly having a roller coaster right at the entrance plaza or something like that. So that would be kind of neat. At least I think so. So we're going to go select a grid right here. Make sure that I'm keeping this even, because this is Planet Coaster. So what I have kind of up my sleeve here is that I'm going to build these out. As much as I can. And the coaster station is going to go in here, and there's just going to be just enough space for the station and everything, and the coaster is going to be flying above a lot of the path. So what is a good coaster? It's not going to be, will probably be kind of a smaller coaster, somewhere I can actually fit this in a little bit better. So I think a dive coaster right here is actually going to be really cool at the front of the entrance. Remember, this is Planet Coaster, so we're going to have a lot of roller coasters. And there will be flat rides too. But you know, if we're going to fit multiple roller coasters with the space that we have, we're going to need to work on this a little bit. So this is going to be really cool. I want to make a really cool station for this as well. The reason why I'm choosing the dive coaster, because it has a smaller station, and the lift hill is not going to take up too much space. These can be pretty compact. And I want this to dive down into like a tunnel. You know, inside a really cool pathway. I think that would be really neat. Alright, so we got the entrance side there and the exit on this side. So we're going to place that down. And we are going to edit the track. Let's see, let's go ahead and have a little bit of a turn out of the station. A little dip down here. Alright, so let's shorten this up a bit. Alright, and this will be a block section. Let's go ahead and put on those optional catwalks. And we will start ascending up the 45-degree lift hill. And with a chain lift speed of 7 miles an hour. That's fine. Alright, so track supports I'm going to leave off for right there. And we're going to place them every so often. I do kind of want a 200 plus lift hill. So we're going to go 3 track pieces in between each support. Where are we at right now? We're at 172 feet. It doesn't have to be 200 feet, but I want something big. I don't want a small coaster. There we go, 200. It's going to be a little bit smaller than Valraven, but it will definitely make a statement. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit here, then we're going to turn it around. A little bit too straight there. I don't want that much of a straight section. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of the track support there. But I do want one there. But oh well, we'll fix it. And then we're going to have a nice dive section right here. Okay, let me get rid of that. I forgot that makes that straight section there. There we go. Alright, now we do not need that optional catwalk. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add track supports on that part and this part, of course. I don't really care for how it plays those those supports. Gosh darn. I guess there's not much I can do for that. Alright, so I know dive coasters are one-trick ponies, and, you know, they're not as fantastic as a lot of people think. But, you know, we do have the 200-foot lift here, or 221 feet. That's actually 1 foot higher than Valraven, isn't it? Is Valraven 220? Fact check that. I think Valraven is 220 or 240. I can't remember off the top of my head. Because that is currently the tallest dive coaster in the world. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the auto tunnel because we are going to be going slightly underground here. The one thing I do want this to have is the largest drop of a dive coaster. So as soon as we start going in the tunnel, I'm going to start curving it up. So it's going to go pretty deep underground here. And it's going to pick up a lot of speed. Oh my gosh, I'm at negative 78. I don't know, that's a very big drop. That's a very big drop. Valraven is 223. Okay, so we're just slightly under Valraven. But we're going to have a larger drop, that is for sure. I wish I could kind of see underground. Alright, we're going to go back up here. Alright, we're at 90 degrees now. I don't know how this is gonna look. I'm hoping the smooth tool will fix this up a little bit, so bear with me right now. Maybe. Okay, so I know an Elmoman right off of the bat of a dive coaster is very cliche. I'm trying to think of a different kind of element right now. Coming out just kind of like this. Let's see how much speed we have right now. So we're going to start the test. We're going to see how much speed we have coming out of this. I might try something different. We'll see. Because my goal is to... I know I want to make something a little unique, but I might just put the typical first element, or the first, you know, implement on it, just because it is the easiest to work with. You know, I'm going to have the path going actually through this right here, so that's going to be really cool. I just want to make sure it's not going too fast through this. I know dive coasters typically have a little bit less speed at the start, so am I going to have coasters intertwining each other? Most likely, because this is Planet Coaster. We're going to have a lot of roller coasters, including right at the front of the entrance, we're going to have this dive coaster. Which is going to be really neat. I'll probably change the color scheme so it's not Griffin. Alright, let's see how much speed we have at the top here. I'm going to mess with these supports later. It's actually a pretty good speed. That's actually this kind of a speed I'm looking for, to be honest. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So we're going to, while we're doing this, I'm going to take off angle snap just a little bit. Oh gosh. We're going to do the typical, I know. I just don't know where else I would go with this, because I'm going straight back to there. I don't really want to continue out this direction. I want to turn it back around immediately, because I want to make it a little bit more compact. So just bear with me on this first element. I know it's going to be a typical Emmelman kind of inversion right off the bat, but Joe, that's too cliche. There's already a... Why did the banking offset change? I just changed that to 4. Whatevs. Alright, so hopefully after some smoothing, that will turn out the way we want it. At least that's what I'm hoping. Alright, we're at 0% there. Okay, so let's get the smooth tool to this thing. See if we can't smooth out this element a little bit. I know it's going to probably get rid of my heart line a little bit, but... Oh, we're going to head it back this way. And dive coasters aren't typically very long rides, or like track length anyways. I like the idea of a dueling coaster in the park. That'd be really nice. But we're going to have this, and I need to make space for a roller coaster that's going to go around here and actually go over the front gate. So there's going to be another coaster on the side here that we got to account for as well. Again, I got all this space over here still to work with. So a lot of these coasters are going to be very kind of compact, so we can try and fit a lot of these in here. So let's go here. I'm going to try and get a couple of track supports going on in here. Not there. Let's try up here. I guess not. That's okay. Alright, so we're gonna continue this Amusement kind of right here. And I'm gonna put like something kind of unique to start off the ride. Well, whoops. Maybe. We'll see. We're gonna start making this just a little bit steeper. Oh wait, we can get to the ground. Alright, so we'll start twisting you. I hope this looks good in the end. Because right now, I don't really care for the shaping. That's a very weird looking element right here. See, it's not like a typical looking emblem, at least, right? It's a more unique kind of emblem, kind of inversion thing. This probably will have the most inversions on a dive coaster. That is gonna probably be a record right here that's gonna be in here. I didn't do that. But I did that. I have supports right there. I'm gonna have to build some scenery around the tunnels to make it look really, really cool. Hopefully. I hate some of these supports. I'm very tempted to try and do some custom supporting, but we'll see. Excuse me. I was curious on the max speed of this thing. Alright, let me smooth out the bottom here. Don't know exactly what it's gonna do, but let's see. We'll see what the max speed gets up to on this. Vroom. And speed of 91 miles per hour. My goodness, that's a fast dive coaster. You heard it right. 91 miles per hour. That's insane for a dive coaster. I don't know how big the first drop is. It's actually probably about a 300-foot drop. Let's see, 219 plus 82 feet. Because it goes negative 82 feet underground. So is this like a Giga coaster drop? Because that is a very high, very big drop for a B&M dive. 6.6 G's. My goodness. Let's see this again. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to the G's. I was looking at the speed. Look at that fear. Sweet. Alright, let's take a ride and see how this feels. Curious to see. Here we go. Let's get up this lift. I'm too excited to wait. I want to experience this first drop for myself. Oh gosh, here we go. Well, it's a pretty good drop. Into darkness. Woo! See if I can't smooth that out more. If I can smooth that out more, that actually is a really nice, really cool Amusement inversion here. It's just a little, very, very jerky right now at the top of this right now. So let's see if I can't. I mean, looking at it off-ride, it looks like it flows pretty smoothly. Alright. I'm trying. See, I want it to make sure it stays kind of inverted up here until the last second. I want to make sure it counts as an inversion. That's what I'm trying to go for here. Where's it at? Okay. Let's see if that helped at all. Maybe. And drop. That footer, though. Still very jerky transition. Gosh darn Planet Coaster. Can't even make a smooth inversion. The track itself looks fine. It's just in between track pieces. It's very rugged and jagged and rough. Trying to do whatever I can to get this smoothed out without having to use the smoothing method, because that would suck to have to do that. Okay, so now as for the tunnels. Gotta make something that looks really good. Where the terrain's not gonna get in the way. So I wanna add something like this kind of tunnel. Kind of. And it almost becomes a head chopper element. Look at that. Looks beautiful. I think I might adjust the terrain a little bit. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna pull it pretty flush with the... instead of doing that, let's just do flat into the foundation. And round it around here. Kind of like so. And we'll push you in there. Just enough. Like that. That way it looks, we're trying to make it look pretty without going through the through there. Let's turn this intensity down. That train flies by there. Crazy. Alright. We'll make that work. So what I'm going to do now is add some really cool ambience effects. So we're going to head into the special effects. We're going to go to ambience. It's boiling. I want smoke pretty much. Smoke. We got falling snow debris. Do have the mist, but that's probably not gonna. As much as I do want to use this, I don't really want this in there. Let's see if I can't hide it at all. So I preferably would love to use the mister. But it's kind of a hard piece to hide. It looks pretty good right there, but I want a lot of mist. Let's see, coming out of this. Okay, so if I put smoke large. We'll sink it in here. Alright, we're gonna go smoke large. And we're just gonna place a couple around the edges here. Only thing is, you put multiple ones, it kind of makes them look weird. They kind of like start glitching a little bit. I'm going to try and sink these into the wall a little bit more. Because they're not even touching the wall to begin with. Like so. That looks kind of cool. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take this and just copy it over here. And we're gonna move this around to where it's facing the correct direction. Lots of smoke and mist just everywhere. Maybe I should have used the medium ones. More smoke the better. That's what I think. Alright, we'll place that there. Now we're going to get back into the train and kind of do the same thing and craft this around this section here. We're going to get rid of these in there so they're not noticeable. Most of it, you can't really even tell if it is on some spots because it's so smoky. Yay for special effects. Trying to get this as tight as I can without this seeking through, which is kind of a difficult thing to do, actually. Alright, that's pretty good. There we go. Alright, so we got our first element on our dive coaster with some nice, beautiful tunnels. What does that mean? And we're going to put a path right in the middle here so guests can actually enjoy people watching. Pretty much the scaredy cats that aren't going to be riding this ride can watch their friends scream in terror as they can watch them ride it. So we'll have like a pathway going around here and over here as well. And we'll make kind of like this nice little plaza-esque kind of thing here. So we're gonna smooth out the paths here using our fun method. So I want to keep those supports there. That way this looks like one big kind of junctioned path together. More than anything, there we go. And that'll be a cool section of path to walk over as you have things you can do. So now the next question is, what do we do next on this? what element should we do next? I know a lot of dive coasters will go straight into a brake run after the first element, but I don't want to really do that. I want to do something else. To make my dive coaster a little bit different. I kind of want to make I guess we can do a 0G roll Alright, I'm gonna use the smooth method on just the inversions, on maybe my custom inversions. We'll see how that turns out. Alright, what way did we twist? Let's twist the other way. Alright, might have to make this just a little bit smaller. I'm not sure, we're kind of large right here. Am I at 180? That's where I want to be, is 180. So now we're going to start twisting the other way. We're going to make it just a little bit smaller, that way we can... That way it's not too big. That way it will flow through it at a speed that I am okay with. Okay, well, let's get this to 180 roughly. I don't think a lot of dive coasters have a lot of 0G rolls. I don't even know if there is one that has a 0G roll. So this will be a nice little, pretty cool element to have on a dive coaster. Alright, we're gonna try and get the best shaping as we can on this. See if I can't smooth this out at all. Alright, we're almost there. You can see it starting to shape up. Alright, we can start getting back to 0. And then as for the rest, we can actually just do this. Let's get rid of auto tunnels. And that's our basic shape for this 0G roll, which will hopefully turn into something cool. So we're going to use the smoothing method. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll see how this turns out. I think it's a good idea to maybe just do these on like certain inversions maybe. That way you can get that heart line. But you don't have to do this for the whole entire coaster. I think that's a good kind of a good idea to maybe go with. Because we're going to have to go back and forth on this a couple of times. Quite a few times, actually. And the good thing is it will keep the heart line and keep it smooth. That's the important thing. And hopefully Planet Coaster will add some sort of heartline option where the darned smooth tool doesn't get rid of it. You know, because this is a good method. It just takes a long time. Alright, we're going to go back and forth a couple times on this inversion, smooth it out more, and hopefully we will come out with a very nice 0G roll. which it's starting to shape up to be a pretty good 0G roll. After we go through and smooth it quite a few times here. It's recommended that you do it about 8 times, back and forth. So we're only on 2 right now. Alright, let's see how much speed it has going through that. Perfect amount of speed. I like the speed that it goes through there. So this is going to be a dive coaster with the most inversions as well. So we've already got 2. It's not hard to beat that record. We only need 4 inversions to break that record. And the fact that we already have 2 and we haven't even hit the mid-course brake run is a pretty good thing. But if we go into a different angle, you'll see that the heart line of the coaster is still there. The only downside to this, kind of, so you can see like the track segments, the track pieces, are very short, which is kind of a little unrealistic. Like each piece for the coaster, as if they were actually putting it together. Each piece is very small, which that would not be the case in real life. I think we're going to hit the brake run after this element. We're going to have a turnaround to go back the same way, and then we'll hit the brake run. That way it's going to be a very long dive coaster than most. But you can see that heart line still be there. Oh yeah, alright, just needs some more smoothing. Because it's obviously not quite there just yet. Let's see if I can't speed through this a little bit. Because I think this is only my 4th time coming by. You can see it's still smoothing it out, so that's a good thing. Oops, I did a no-no. Hate it when I accidentally push smooth banking. I don't even really know what that does. I've never really noticed the difference between that and smoothing in itself. I'm sure it smooths the banking somehow, but I don't know. Alright, so we've gone through about 4 times now. The roll is starting to take shape and look really good. I'm starting to get used to this method quite a bit. At least I'm trying to. Looking pretty good. I think we're in our 5th time coming by. And we'll get some supports on this puppy too. So this dive coaster is going to break a couple of records. It's not going to break the height record from the ground, but it will break the record for longest drop, the biggest drop on and speed, and then hopefully most inversions and length. Accidentally clicked there. Alright, we're going through another time, which is a 6th time. Spending so much on one inversion. Hopefully it will be worth it. Planet Coaster has to be big. Alright, that's time. Number 6. All we gotta do is go back and forth one more time. And we have done the recommended amount of smooths. Because this is number 7 here. And it's still doing stuff. You can see that's still smoothing. I think this will be a pretty good really good dive coaster. Like, it's big, it's got lots of speed, and hopefully will be very, very large and everything. It's not as big, or it's not as tall as Valraven. It almost is, but it has a bigger drop than Valraven, that's for sure. Because I can tell you right now, Valraven does not go as fast. Because this one goes, I think it was 91 miles per hour. Was the maxed out speed at the bottom. Which is absolutely incredible. Alright, we're going through on time number 8, and then we'll take a ride, see if this was worth it. Let's see. It's looking pretty good. The shape does anyways. Hopefully it rides just as good. Okay. We're going to see how this turns out. Let's go ahead and get a couple supports on here. Put one right there. Zero gyros typically are about right in the middle of the twist. Usually. Roughly around there. Alright, I don't need that many supports, thank you. I only need a couple. Alright, that will work for right now. Let's take a ride on this puppy and see what we got so far. I click one time to smooth because I'm using the smoothing method that Silverette actually showed. It. He didn't come up with it, but he does show it on a tutorial. There's a smooth method to where you create 4-meter parts, or 4 feet, whatever. I don't know. It's the smallest amount of parts. And you select 4 of them, and you go back and forth and click the smooth button once as you move down the track one time each section. And it's a smoothing method to where you can keep your heartline rolls. It keeps the heartline rolls and different things like that. So that's it's a new method that has come up recently that helps smooth coasters out a little bit and keep that heartline roll. So it's a very nice method to use. Even though it takes forever, it hopefully is worth it. It does, because you'll sit here spending hours on roller coasters just trying to get that down. Oh, I haven't done it with the tunnel yet, so here we go. Let's see how the tunnel looks. Ooh. Oh, a little dodgy there. Alright, that inversion's still kind of course, not smooth. You can see the jagged movement in between the pieces. Oh my gosh. What if we used the front POV? Let's see how this looks. And here we go. Oh my goodness. See, even that method kind of has some flaws too. It gets a little smoother if you have the front right here. See, if you're in the front part right there, it's pretty darn smooth. If you're in the seat, it's not as smooth. So, as long as you do the front POV, it actually and it flows through it very nicely as well. But you can see that the heart line is still there. So you can see it bend to the left a little bit. So you can see it still does a heart line, which is good. So anyways, we're gonna create a turn here. I'm not gonna do that. I'm only gonna do that method for like when I do have rolls like that. So that can stay there. I'm gonna keep the banking offset on though. Alright, so we're gonna have a nice big turnaround here for this dive coaster. Kind of a high-speed turn. Hopefully it's going to be kind of high speed. So we can twist this back around. So we can get it back the other direction. Because we don't want to take up too much space. So a lot of these coasters are going to be pretty compact. And then we're going to head up into a hill here. Under the 0G roll, we're going to go back around here. We were going to go up here. Do a little bit of a bendy section. And I want to get it up as high as I can before, almost to where it has no momentum left. Into the mid-course brake run. And I need to get it into a good spot here. Set it up into a good spot. Let's see, how tall are we here? Can I get it up to 100 feet possibly? Alright, 92 feet. It's not too bad. Okay, so nature calls and I have to go run to the restroom just real fast, so I will be right back. Enjoy the coaster as it runs through and drops off the tracks a couple times. So I will be right back, and stay right there. If anyone asks where I'm at, let them know I'm in the restroom. Okay, I made it back. I made it back. You still there? Okay, good. I don't know. So, here we are. I'm back, and now I gotta... You've probably already seen it, but I want to see how much momentum we have left. Going into where we're at the moment. So, here we are. 0-0 roll. And a high-speed turn. Hopefully we'll get some pretty good forces on that turn there. And then almost like a double up kind of element. That's a pretty good speed. Alright, so let's try and... block section. Optional catwalk. We're going to be getting rid of that support, unfortunately. Alright, let's do a... I got it. Let's do a turn that will go over here. That way we're not going to get in the way of anything. And we might still be able to get back to that 100-foot mark. That way we still have 100 feet to work with of speed. Alright, so block section. And optional catwalk. Alright, so, there's a big question. What are you going to do after that block section, Joe? It's a good question. One that will be answered shortly. I have an idea. I'll see how it turns out. But we'll just see. I'm gonna smooth all these sections out here so we can get a nice smooth transition up to the mid-course brake run. And I'm going to do some elements that hopefully will go around here and get us back to the station. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go ahead and add brake run. So let's go friction brakes. And these friction brakes are going to be lifted up a little bit and they're going to be slanted. I actually kind of want them a little more slanted than that. There we go. So as long as we can get it to that brake run, we'll be in good shape. Alright, I got an idea. Don't know if it's gonna work real well, but I have an idea. So we're gonna start to go down. Alright, so we're going to do this little number. I think this will be cool. It's something different on a dive coaster. That's for sure. I should probably... That was a rough draft. Kind of change the descent, angle of descent here a few times. Alright, so we'll be at 80 here. Oh, over 80 now. Okay. Whoops. I'm not getting the proper shaping I want. I need this to twist just a little bit more quicker. And then there we go. Then we're gonna do it like a dive here. Just like this. And at this point I can drag this out a little bit. A twisting drop. I thought it was a good idea. Because it'd be something different on a dive coaster. And be very unique. Four. Alright, so we're going to smooth this on out. I was heart lining that, right? Was that heart lining? I don't think it was heart lining. I think it went back to 0. You piece of crap. It did. Why did it go to 0? Oh. You're so ridiculous. So I did that for nothing. Thank you. A little piece of poop. Little darn thing decided not to heartline or not take my banking out. I knew that seemed a little too smooth, because usually it's a lot more jagged than that. I was just like, what the heck's going on? The darn thing wasn't very nice. That wasn't nice at all. Taking rid of my banking offset. I love how it's like, it looks actually really funny. Alright, I gotta pay attention to my clock. Okay, go away, Skype. I don't care that Skype's been updated. Just get off my screen. Okay, so this is inversion number 3. I do want to throw in one more inversion. That way we can get the record for the dive coaster with the most inversions. So that's a must. It's a must-have record. I just felt like this would be kind of a really cool drop, and it's going to be right under the pathway too. So, another cool thing. I just figured it would add to it. Alright, this is my 3rd time through. This one will probably not take as long because it is a shorter amount of ground to cover here. So that's time number 3. Here's time number 4, and we're halfway there. Hopefully it will be pretty good. But we'll see how it all turns out in the end. And alright, so we're at time number 5. You don't want to lose your count. That's for sure. We're at number 5. I've gone through this inversion 5 times now. And now we are starting number 6. And number 7. We're almost there, guys. Then we'll see how well this flows through here. A 91-mile-per-hour dive coaster, man. Alright, we got one more time to go through. So we're going to go through this one more time. We're at number 8. So it looks like it's flowing pretty well through the inversion. Alright, and we've gone through 8 times, unless I miscounted, but you can see that. Oh, that looks beautiful. Oh, yeah. Sorry, but that looks good. Now that is a beautiful heartline roll down to the ground. Alright, now we gotta see how well that looks, how good that looks. Hopefully it looks pretty awesome. Alright, I'm just gonna grab throw some supports on here. in a couple of spots. Let's go up here. And do this one as well. Thanks for your support. You get it? Thanks for your support. Okay. There we go. And probably one over here as well. I'll just put 2 there. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, let's ride this baby. See where we're at now. Alright, let's get past the lift hill and stuff. And everything. What color scheme should we go with on this coaster? I definitely will probably do something besides the blue here. There we go. The point of no return. The largest dive coaster drop in the world. Followed by some pretty awesome inversions. Haven't experienced the turn yet. And then this little element getting us to the brake run. And that turn. What do you guys think? Pretty good layout so far? Maybe? I think it's a pretty good layout so far. It's really going to stand. It's going to be one of those coasters that stand out right at the front of the entrance because we're going to have that in the background, literally right there, and then another coaster that's going to be going over the top of the entrance as well. You're just going to see a lot of coaster track in this park. That is one thing that you're going to be noticing. There's going to be a lot of coaster track in this park. Width. Alright, this is going to go over the brake run over here. And I'm going to connect this path to there. And we're going to smooth some of these sections out so they look nice, fluid, and nice. Oh, I didn't do that. Didn't work there. Hope we can get this one to work. Nope, nope, no, nah. Stop trying to connect over there. I'll take that. That's okay. That's just gonna make that longer, but that's okay. Better than what it was. Let's see if I can't get this one a little bit more. There we go. Well, the thing about this park is you're going to be able to see these coasters big time from the paths. So I think what we're going to be doing here is we're obviously going to have a dive coaster here. Towards the back of the park, I think we're going to have a Hyper or Giga, one of the two. Just kind of depends on which one fits better. That's going to go over the front of the entrance. We'll have some flat rides around here and there. This one's going to be based more on more rides than anything. So there's going to be a lot more thrilling rides and attractions throughout this park, more than I'll have some, you know, buildings and restaurants present, of course, but they're not going to be, they're going to be a little bit dwarfed compared to the rides that are going to be in the park. So we'll keep that in mind. Okay, so the grand finale that I kind of want to do here for this B&M dive coaster is we're going to make a run up here, heading towards the brake run. And we're going to have a nice inversion. Okay, I didn't click on that, but okay. And we're going to have a nice inversion starting up over here. I want to make sure we got plenty of speed to get this inversion. This will be our 4th inversion of the coaster. The most on any dive coaster in the world. Alright, so we'll start going right over here. Make you 0. And we'll start going, heading downwards. We're over the pathway, so we gotta be a little careful. On how we shape this up. And someone's at my front door. Great. Again, that's 2 days in a row. Can one not stream by themselves in peace? Alright, so we're gonna go up here. Alright, and at this point, I can get rid of that. This is going to be a little close to the path. But we might just be able to make it enough to where it's safe. I'll get to 0 here. Shape this out a little bit more, and then we're gonna turn right smack dab into those brakes. Yeah, I like that turn. There we go. Who is here? Someone that... Aha. Okay. Just making sure no one's like robbing my house or anything. Because that wouldn't be good. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it begins again. But this is the last time on this coaster anyways. And it's not as big as an inversion as a lot of them, so it shouldn't be too bad. I was hoping it would go a little bit slower through this inversion. Kind of like one of those slow inversions, but that's okay. It's not too bad. That's 1 time. 2 times is in the works right now. Went too far there. There we go. Isn't it magnificent? That's 2 times. Here comes the 3rd. Welcome to the one, the only Planet Coaster. This is going to be a fun amusement park. We're just going to have awesome rides everywhere. This is 4. I believe this is 5. Right here. And wait, this is 6th, I believe. Yes, everyone heard the knock on the door. They have keys. They can get in if they want. I'm busy right now. Did the same thing to me yesterday. Exact same park and everything, I think. When you're building coasters, you just can't, like, stop. Yeah, we're gonna ride it, don't worry. I just gotta get this smoothed out. We're almost done smoothing this out. Whoops. Just a couple more times. If I don't mess it up, this will be a little quicker. Oh my gosh. Come on. Like, I'm trying to go fast, and I'm costing more time by messing it up. Alright, the last time. See if we can get it before the coaster makes it over here. The thing's just so darn fast. Alright, we're on the other side. It hasn't hit the brake run yet. We can beat the coaster. We can beat it. And we did it. Yeah, I'm gonna bank this just a pinch more. See how well it flows through that. Oh yeah, look at that. Wait a minute. Is that heart line on there? Is that heart lined? It's close enough. I know the heart line was on there. Yeah, it's on there. Okay, just making sure. It just didn't look very evident that it was there. We're gonna smooth this out just a little bit. Might rise it up a little bit more. And then that final turn into the brakes. I want to keep that nice sharp turn. And of course, we gotta get some supporting in here. I'm just going to select this and see what track supports come up. Alright, we'll get rid of this one here because it's unnecessary. Alright. Here we go. And no supports there. Okay, that's okay. Okay. Are we ready to ride? Let's ride this. Fully completed, full circuit B&M dive coaster. A record breaker in itself. And because I'm impatient and we got more work to do, we're going to fast forward through the lift. If it doesn't lag too bad. Here we go. And you get that beautiful view of the parking lot straight ahead. And then you get a beautiful view of the people down below. Say hi. Straight into the tunnel. The Amusement Inversion. A 0G roll. Oh, that looks good. A turn. A double upturn kind of element-ish type thing. And to the mid-course brake run. And then a roll. Straight to the ground. To a right turn. And then a fourth roll. And a turn into the brakes. Wrap up the amazing record-breaking ride at Planet Coaster. Looks pretty good. It's not the smoothest coaster I've ever built, obviously, but I'm pretty proud of it. Let's go to operations, block sections. Let's at least have 3 trains. Could have 4, but I think 3 is a good number to handle the crowds. I almost kind of want the entrance to be right here, maybe? I don't know. Or I can put it somewhere over here. It looks pretty fantastic, though. I think it looks good. See, we got more spaces. This is all going to be parking lot right here on these sides. So we're going to have some more parking spaces over here. And that's about it. I don't want to put too many parking spots in that section. So that way we have more room for the park. We can go all the way out here. So we got plenty of room. Quite a bit of room for a park here. We're going to be able to fit in quite a bit. Stairs up to the mid-course lift hill. Looks really weird with a platform in the sky. Yes, I've always been actually wanting to do that myself. So I'm not going to probably get into those details just yet. I'm actually going to get more towards getting more of the layout stuff and then detailing later. That's kind of my idea of what I want to do. So, but yes, we will get more into the details later. I kind of would... Let's see. So we got a dive coaster. We're going to have a Giga or Giga / Hypercoaster, one of the two. Whatever kind of fits the park better. Depending on how much space. If I build the Giga coaster over here, we can build it all the way around and do a full complete rotation of the entire park, possibly. So you're going to go around over here, or I could put it right here and then just have it go over the entrance, turn back around and do that. That's also an option as well, which I'm kind of leaning towards. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think we should do a Giga or a Hyper coaster? And if I do a Giga, it's a good question of should we do an Intamin or a B&M? If we use the B&M, I think the Giga and Hyper coaster for B&M is pretty much the same. I mean, it says Giga, but they're pretty much the same. But we don't have an Intamin, and we've already got a nice B&M at the front of the gate that you can really kind of see. So but I kind of want to get into the Giga coaster. That way I can kind of give an idea of where it's going to be laid out at. So, we're going to try a Giga first. And we can see how this will turn out. So, let's go enter one way, exit the other. I'm not trying to really rush anything here. By no means, so... I want to get the coaster over the entrance. Hopefully we'll have enough space here to build a 300-foot lift hill. So we're going to have the 300-foot lift hill here. Hopefully also the first drop. And then it's going to do a turn, line itself up with the front gate, do an airtime hill over that, turn back around, and hopefully will not take up a whole lot of space. That's going to be the goal here. But we'll see how this is all going to play out. So we're going to do a 45-degree lift hill. I believe that's kind of like what Millennium Force and most of them are, about 45 degrees. Oh yeah, we're going to have plenty of space for these hills with the 45-degree lift hill. I was considering a hypercoaster, but a Giga just, you know, it just sounds better and more marketable. Alright, so should we have another record breaker here as the tallest Giga coaster? That is for sure gonna be the case here. 357 feet. Is that too tall? I wanted to smash the record for Fury 325. I do kind of want it to smash the record. Alright, we'll put one more here. And we're going to put a catwalk at the top here because it usually has a cable lift and an elevator kind of lift more than anything. Am I going to put flat rides in the park? Yes, I will. There will be flat rides. What is going on here? I want to go here. There we go. Optional catwalk up. What is this structure? Why? No. No, 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 no. I think it it changed it. That's why. I was like, what is that doing? Nobody got time for that. Okay. Alright, so we're going to work on this drop. We're going to put at 80 degrees. But I want to make sure it's a smooth, fluid drop. In fact, we should probably make this just a little steeper. I wish I could change the support structure to be the box structure on the first drop. Alright, we might need to make that just a little bit of the descent coming down on this ginormous drop. Because this is going to be the tallest Giga coaster in existence, and it's got to be big and good. Alright, we're gonna see here. Alright. Because the tallest Giga coaster is considered to be Fury 325, which is 325 feet. I want this to get closer to the ground. And I'm going to fix the supports, I think. I don't know if I'll do it in this episode or this stream, but we're going to fix the supports because just this random beam that, yeah, we're not going to have that. I'm going to actually create some box supports for this, as this just looks ridiculous. Not gonna lie. This structure just looks ridiculous. Whoops. So I'm just gonna keep it blank for right now. Because I'm just gonna have the box supports there. And we'll make something look really good. So let's go ahead and smooth this out. This already is pretty smooth. I don't think we need to, it's not gonna change it too much on this first drop. We're gonna make sure this is testing though. And let's make this lift hill target speed. Let's make it a 15 mile an hour lift hill. I think that's what Millennium Force's lift hill is. It's pretty fast. You get to that top pretty quickly on Millennium Force, so it's gonna get you to that top, to the top of that lift very quickly. Alright, I'm gonna keep the track supports on now. And I might make all custom supports for these as well, just so they kind of match the ones here. But we'll see how that all turns out. Let's see the max speed on this one. 100 miles per hour exactly. That is a fantastic speed to max out on. Perfect speed to max out on, I think, so. But the reason why I'm kind of rushing on to this one is so we can kind of get an idea of the where this is going to be, because it's a very important coaster that's going to be going over the front of the entrance gate. So it's important to get that right. Alright, so this structure is going to be a little over 200 feet for this first hill after the drop. I might still make some more supports for this as well. We'll see. And then we have to make another drop here that is going to start turning just a little bit this direction. And it's going to have a great view from the parking lot. So you're going to be in the parking lot going, oh my goodness, that is there. Alright, so we're going to start getting this towards the ground here. It's one of those rides that's going to be on the edge of the park where you're going to go, wow, that's huge. Okay, so before we line ourselves up with a gate, I kind of want to create a really intense, possibly like a very intense like helix section where it's going to just stay low to the ground right here. I think that would be very thrilling. I actually love those in real life, so that way the hill that's going to go over the entrance isn't too large, if that makes sense. Because I don't want it to be like over 200 feet of a hill right here, you know. Not exactly what I want to go for. Alright, so we're going to start raising it up a little bit here. This is going to be a very high speed helix. In fact, I should probably have this a little bit more banked than what I do. At least over 60 degrees. Whoops, I guess I clicked on that. And we're going to start heading upwards just a little bit. So it's realistic. We want this to be pretty large of a helix section because it's going to be at very high speeds. You see the fear got up in the red there. Which is actually kind of interesting. Alright, we gotta make sure we line this up correctly. Because we're gonna have a little bit of a bunny hill right here out of the helix section, heading back towards lining up with the front gate. It's a massive, because it's still very high speeds coming into this. You just see the fear kind of soar up. Alright, so gotta line it up just a little bit more. It's slightly off. Gosh darn it, I'm not clicking that. Okay, so we're just gonna make sure this is lined up, so I'm gonna click a couple of spots here. See how well it's lined up. Pretty much perfect, so. I can tell you right now, you're probably gonna black out on this helix. This ride is not meant for, you know, someone riding their first coaster for the first time. That's for sure. This is for intense thrill seekers looking for a huge reason to come to this park. So, alright, so we're gonna put another awesome airtime hill coming around here. Let's see, I need to be about at the 0 point. I need to make sure I'm halfway in the middle here. That's about halfway. And we need to shape this airtime hill. It's going to be a big ejector airtime hill because we're still at very high speeds. It floats over it pretty well though, which is good. Does flow over it pretty decently well. Alright, we gotta make a turnaround element here. I like the little airtime hill coming over. I think that's it's not I mean, it's not a ridiculous element or anything going over a entrance gate, but it's really, really neat. We're gonna create our own structure to support the coaster. over the gate. Something that will look good, because it has to look good. And I think I might even put a Planet Coaster sign on the structure that's going to be holding this up. So it will be a really cool, picturesque moment at the entrance gate. Again, I have not decided on like color schemes yet. So the dive coaster is going to have a different color scheme than what it is right now. So we're going to keep that in mind. So let's kind of... Alright, I haven't smoothed out this just yet. These twisty sections, always a good idea to make sure these are nice and smoothed out. Any sort of drops and stuff. See, I think it flows through the helix pretty well. I mean, it's at a very high speed, but not too high. Although that is a very big, fierce spot right there, it's going to be a very intense element. Okay, so without further ado, let's take our first test ride on this monster. After I get this kind of smoothed out. I haven't smoothed out any of these sections yet, so... My goodness, this is going to be a monster coaster. Excuse me, sorry. No doubt. Oh my. Oh darn. See the B&M dive. Tallest cable lift hill in the world. Obviously need to smooth that out more. Need some more smoothing, but it's gonna be good. It's pretty intense right here, so let's get into this a little bit more. This is where the jerkiness kind of came in. Just kind of the transitions between elements, like this drop right here was just kind of a little bit The good thing is it's a game, so we don't actually black out. So we can still enjoy the POV. Really good hills, though. I think the hills turned out really good. And this last hill over the entrance gate is pretty good. But we're going to have it switch back over here and go back the other direction. So we're going to have... I'm hoping that the fear of that helix isn't going to affect the guest riding it. Because that is something that could happen if the fear is too high. Alright, so we're going to have this turnaround element. I'm going to first make it go bank to the left. That way this can be a nice wide turn. Because we want to line it back up with the front gate right behind it. So we have another hill going over. So this will be kind of an intense kind of an intense curve turn here, which will hopefully work the way I'm hoping. I'll smooth it out a little bit and see if I can't get the shaping just right. Need to level this out just a little bit more. And like so. Where am I going? I'm going this way. Okay, so hopefully the smooth tool will be nice to us here. Because this needs to be shaped up just a little bit better. That's better. So everyone's saying to go past 122 degrees on this turn. I don't know how much you can get on a bank turn, but I don't exactly even know how much that is right there. Exactly, so it's 109 feet. So I want to keep some of the banking elements in here. There we go. Pretty heavily banked right there. Excuse me. And it's looking pretty good. And we're just going to have this turn go up here. Hopefully the way that I want it here. So we're going to start heading towards the entrance once more. Like so. Alright, we're going to put it at 0. See if I can. I wanted it to be more of a. I'll head back this way. Because where we level out the ride at is where we kind of need to be for... in the center over here. And the center's still so far away. That's okay. Sound of those brakes are amazing. Okay, let's see if I can make this work now by just doing some smoothing. The one thing about this park is it's gonna have, I'm gonna try and fit as many coasters in, but at the same time I want these coasters to be record breakers. So they're gonna be bigger, they're gonna be faster, they're gonna be larger. And that's the an important thing about these. So they have to be special. Let's see how that looks, because it's very important of how these are going to look from the entrance. And we got to get rid of these track supports, actually, because we're going to be making our own supports for them eventually over the entrance. Looking pretty good. What do you guys think? Does that look pretty good with the over the entrance right here? I think it looks pretty good. They're going over some awesome airtime hills. We got the turnaround here. So that's going to come back this way, go kind of through itself, and head back towards the end of the ride. So my goal with this one was it's going to be on the edge of the park and not take up a whole lot of space getting around to it. So but hopefully we're going to make some really good support structures that are going to make it look even better. So I hope the support structures that I come up with are going to look really cool. But before we actually get around all the way to those support structures, I need to make sure that we get the color scheme of this ride going as well. So we need to figure out the colors that we're going to use. That way we can plan accordingly. Alright, we're going to have this actually go above this track right here. Because I want it to. Because this ride still is going to have a lot of speed left in the tank, so. And I want to have some really cool, like, crossovers of itself. So we're going to have a kind of a turned hill here. So it's banking one way into one spot and then it's descending the other direction. Curious of how the length of this ride will be. Something curious about. That's what I'm curious about. Have a lot of airtime moments on this ride, that's for sure. Alright, I need you to go this way. That way you're not too close to that track. As we will start to lose some speed, so we are going to need to... I mean, we're not losing much speed, but we do need to start heading back towards the station. I really want to have a fast-paced, twisty section here, too. This would be really fun. Something that you'd more see kind of like on Intimate Blitz kind of coaster, and just mix it in here for some reason, or at one point here. So it's going to bank this way, then it's going to change its mind and bank the other way real quick. Like one of these transitions. Because these are really fun. I love these tight, twisty turn sections. Like a lot. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go under the hill here. We're going to start twisting the other way. And we're going to be going by the first drop here into kind of an airtime hill. Or another hill. Alright, let's go ahead and go through these and kind of smooth them out a little bit. This is going to be a good ride. I think it's going to be a fantastic Giga coaster. And it's got to be good because it's the first coaster you're going to see walking through the entrance gate. Well, most likely, because there's also another one right behind it that's a dive coaster, so... But we're going to get some good mixtures of some ejector airtime and floater airtime in this ride. Lots of different kinds of airtime in this ride. So that's going to be a good thing to have. Alright, let's go. Yes, I wanted to go back here and smooth out these transitioned turns. Looks like it's going to raise it up a little bit, which is alright with me. I gotta see how much time we have left. With speed-wise. How much speed we still have. There we go. This is going to be a very long ride. That's for sure. It's definitely a ride that we are going to need 3 trains for. Alright, so we got another airtime hill there. So far, it's a beautiful coaster at right now. Alright, so the entrance is on this side. The exit will be... Okay, so 0. Can't ever have enough twisty sections on a ride. There's just so much speed on this coaster to work with. It's actually very nice. 0 degrees. Man, I'm so excited to see how long the track length on this thing. And all the stats too. Bum bum bum. I kind of want to make a section here where it's going to like fly over the exit. If that makes sense. So the exit's going to be right here and the ride's going to fly over it. Alright, we're getting to the end of this. Alright, so I'm going to build the brake run. And of course you're going to be getting a POV, don't worry about that. You will get that POV. Alright, so we'll have some drive tires there. Another block section. There, and I'm actually going to put a turn here. This is going to be like a longer brake run. Bear with me on that. But it'll be okay. Bum ba dun 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 dun. Alright, and now we hit the regular brakes. Oh, angle snaps on. We don't want that. Alright, we're going to do one last turn. Sorry, I've been pretty silent lately. Alright, this just might line up pretty perfectly. Haha. Now we just gotta do some smoothing. And this ride will be pretty good. Alright, now time for the fun part. Smoothing the rest of the ride, and we'll get around to the fun stuff. Bega-dega-dun, dega-dun. Are you guys ready to ride this colossal roller coaster? Oh my gosh. It's gonna be awesome. I just gotta smooth out a couple more sections, I think, and I think we'll be good. Whew. Now that's a Giga coaster. Let's do it. We don't need no test dummies. We're riding this thing right now. Who needs test dummies? Such a fast lift. These cable lifts are always really fast. Alright, let's see what we need to do. We're going to change the color later. I don't know yet exactly what color scheme we're going to go with, because it's not Millennium Force. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Blackout time. Over the entrance. Curious about this turn. It's not too bad. Probably needs to be tweaked a little bit. Some twists and turns, I love those. Whew. That's... Could use some smoothing, I'll say that. In some certain areas. Look at that lift hill, though. My goodness. Alright, let's take a look at the results of the first test of this ride. Greens across the board. That's a good sign. Let's take a look. Duration of 136.1 seconds. A total track length of 8,040 feet. I don't think that's quite the longest in the world, but it's actually pretty close, I think. Max speed of 100 miles per hour. Average speed of 40 miles per hour, which is a pretty high average. Biggest drop of 331 feet. Max lateral G-force 2.99 Gs. Max vertical G-force 5.01. Min vertical G-force negative 1.4. Max forward G-force 0.81. Min forward G-force negative 0.07. Number of inversions. It's counting it as an inversion on the bank turn over there. 1. Airtime count 9. Total airtime duration 9.60. Track theory 0 or very low. All right. My goodness, it's almost long enough to break the record. I think Steel Dragon 2000, isn't that the longest one in the... I'm gonna look this up now. Longest roller coaster in the world. It's currently Steel Dragon 2000. That's what I thought. So let me see. Largest roller coaster loop. Longest marathon. Longest roller coaster. Tell me how long it is. Where? Steel Dragon 2000. Someone's probably already commented it, but Steel Dragon 2000 length. I should have just typed that in. It's 8,133 feet, so we almost broke that. We almost broke that. We were so close to breaking that record. Oh, man. We were like less than 100 feet away. Should I add just another section of the ride to make it the longest in the world? I think I should. Awesome. Cool beans. Alright, let's see how many trains we can run. Block sectioned. As long as I can get 3. There we go. 3 trains. Currently operating. Let's do the minimum departure about... Oh gosh, let's do... Probably 100 seconds. Well, no, we don't need that long. Let's try 80 seconds. At least. My goodness. So now we got roller coasters rolling at the park. We only got 2 at the moment, but one of them's very large. So So let's kind of get an overview of what we did so far today. We have built the start of a new hotel over here, which is just the start of it. We're not finished with it, so we just began on it. We put those screens on there. We added some trees onto this road, and we have built a couple of roller coasters with a little bit of path, which is pretty good progress. And now, after this all gets detailed, it's going to be amazing. Oh, they're both going over the turn at the same time. That actually was really cool. But there's a couple of more different types of coasters that this park needs to have. At least it does need to have a wooden coaster, of course. You know, you can't have a wooden or a coaster park without at least one wooden roller coaster. I do think we do need a launch coaster of some sort, and then maybe some sort of shuttle coaster or impulse coaster as well. So that's gonna be cool. We're gonna go ahead. Where's all the trains? There they are. We'll go ahead and ride it one more time for the people that haven't ridden it. Seen it, so. There we go. Needs some smoothing and some sections still. Whew. All right. I think that's going to give us, that's going to be a wrap on this live stream. Just real quick, let's go ahead and ride the dive coaster. Perfect timing at the top of the lift hill. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. This is a fun live stream to do today, and more to come, and hopefully this park will start shaping up eventually once we get some scenery in there, because we haven't done any of the scenery objects. It's all just right now it's all literally just rides and a couple buildings here and there, but once we get the scenery going, we'll do a big detailing section of the park as well. I have to go in earlier to work today, so I don't have as much time. So I started the stream a little early, and I still got about 3.5 hours in today, so that's good. And I hope you guys are enjoying this park as much as I am. I think it's going to be really fun and cool. Can't wait to get some more coasters in to the park. Well, we got a lot of cool stuff in development that's going to be really cool, and I can't wait till this actually develops into something special. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Cooler tomorrow. Did I say that already? I don't know, but if I didn't, there it is. Thank you, and goodbye.